These sirloin bites are crispy and juicy. The Romano cheese gives them the best taste ever. If you want to know how I make them, keep watching. I start by chopping some parsley, and by the time that I am done, I should get about half a cup. Then I put everything on a plate. I add 2 cups of breadcrumbs and 1 cup of Romano cheese, even called pecorino romano. I'm adding some oregano, and here I'm using some Mexican oregano that has been milled. I'm using just 1/4 of a teaspoon because it's very strong. But in this recipe, it can be used 2 teaspoons of the regular oregano, and then it can be mixed all in together. I'm gonna chop 1 pound of potatoes, and I'm gonna give it the shape of the fries because they cook more evenly, even though they're not gonna be fried but baked. Then I cut 3/4 of a cup of cherry tomatoes in half. I put the vegetables on a cooking sheet covered with some parchment paper, and I season them with 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper, half of a teaspoon of salt, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I will mix the seasoning into the veggies, and then I will spread them out. Then I will put them in the oven at 400 degrees for the first 10 minutes. While the vegetables are cooking, I will prepare the meat. Here I have some sirloin strips chunks. I will cut them all the same length and the same thickness, so they're gonna cook evenly. To the meat I add 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then I massage well to cover every single piece. The oil will help us when we are going to bread the meat. It's gonna be our glue, and it's gonna make the bread to stick to the meat. I will add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. The reason why I'm not seasoning too much, it's because the pecorino romano that I chose, it's already pretty savory, so I don't need extra seasoning. Depending on the type of brand you have, you can add less or more seasoning. I will now coat each piece of meat with the breadcrumbs on both sides. I will press quite firmly to make the breadcrumbs stick to the meat, and then I will spread them on the baking sheet on top of the vegetables. I have some leftover breadcrumbs, so I am going to spread them on top of the meat and the vegetables so I can give to the dish some extra crunch. Everything will finish to cook in the oven at 375 between 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to be more precise, you can get a meat thermometer, and for a medium result it's 145, and for a well done result it's 165. Here is the final result: crispy, savory and delicious. Thank you so much for watching.